In today's news, government to sign MOU for direct imports to lower prices, boost supply. VI Purpose Fund to provide innovators a voice with impact challenge. Kishma Pen criticizes the money spent on parties by the premier. Early storm sets Atlantic season in motion. No land threats for BVI. We have the details of this and much more coming right up after a word from our sponsors.
Yo, everything good there?
Aye. This thing got me one way, daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I watching ball. I even watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome, viewers, and thank you so much for tuning in. This is 284 News. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us. The Virgin Islands government is strengthening trade ties with the Dominican Republic, with plans, they say, underway to formalize a memorandum of understanding that will support direct import of essential goods. The move is expected to lower consumer prices and boost food security. The initiative forms part of the government's broader basket of goods strategy to regulate prices and improve access to high-demand household items.
In addition to the Memorandum of Understanding, we are, as the Ministry of Trade, we are engaging with the persons who went. For example, One Mart went, I believe Town Wholesale, and so on went. And we are engaging with them to find out whether there has been any increase in business or whether there has been any leads since that visit. And the process is continuing, but I've heard from one at least that there have been good leads in terms of suppliers and that they have at least an additional option in terms of shippers directly between the Dominican Republic and the British Virgin Islands, which I thought was great news.
Smith confirmed that the ministry is in active conversation with local wholesalers to participate in the recent trade mission, noting that some are already securing new supplier leads and more efficient shipping channels.
When I was in Colombia, I had a bilateral with the Vice Minister that was extremely positive. And he has outlined to me a number of potential benefits of closer relationship with the BVI, to the point where he was wondering, well, why haven't we established this relationship before? So there's great enthusiasm for that, and I believe that it will result in better prices for the people of the Virgin Islands.
Premier Wheatley stressed the importance of direct trade routes, noting that many goods already originate from the Dominican Republic but are rerouted through Miami, inflating costs. Now, the forthcoming MOU will formalize this new trade partnership, enabling the territory to bypass costlier third-party channels and secure, with hopes, lower cost imports directly from the Dominican Republic. It's a move that government officials say aligns with long-term plans to build economic resilience, as well as to ensure affordability for households across the BVI. The VI Purpose Fund is ecstatic, they say, about the opportunity to support young entrepreneurs and innovators in the Virgin Islands, against the backdrop of the officially launched Unite BVI's VI Purpose with its 2025 Impact Challenge, which offers up to $200,000 in funding. The fund is said to be Unite BVI's flagship initiative to support entrepreneurs with bold ideas to protect the environment and build a thriving Virgin Islands.
Yeah, the VI Purpose Fund is a really exciting flagship program that Unite BVI is launching in 2025. We have some very generous donors that have created an impact investment fund that is to support entrepreneurs. The 2025 Impact Challenge is this year's access to that funding. And it's really a business innovation competition that is set up to incubate and catalyze business ideas that are doing something really positive to regenerate and protect our oceans. And so the VI Purpose Fund is a pot of funding that is available for entrepreneurs who apply to the 2025 Impact Challenge to have the potential to be awarded funding to catalyze these great business ideas.
The $200,000 in funding entails a year of business incubation and acceleration support for selected awardees whose businesses contribute to environmental resilience, coastal sustainability, and community well-being.
The VI Purpose Fund is a fund that has been set to support programs like the 2025 Impact Challenge, which hopefully, this is the pilot this year, but hopefully we will be doing impact challenges for years to come. And the VI Purpose Fund will be kind of like the philanthropic entity that holds the funding to be able to support future impact challenges. This year's Impact Challenge is focused on ocean health. Next year might be a completely different theme, but it will always be around how do we enrich and empower entrepreneurs in the British Virgin Islands to be able to be using business as a force for good.
The theme for the 2025 Impact Challenge is centered around ocean health and invites entrepreneurs, dreamers, and doers across the Virgin Islands to submit purpose-driven solutions in 4 strategic environmental impact areas. They are sustainable fisheries, ecotourism, coastal resilience, and eco-waste management.
Well, for those of you who don't know anything about Unite BVI, we're a very simple organization. We bring people, great ideas, and resources together for sustainable positive change in the BVI. And we focus generally on 4 focus areas: environmental conservation, community, enriching our community, which also includes reimagining education, as well as our Kickstart BVI loan program and empowering entrepreneurs. Some of our favorite programs, however, encompass all 4 of those aspects. And the VI Purpose Fund is one of those programs. So it can really enhance using business-based solutions to address environmental and community-based challenges.
Now, the VI Purpose Fund aligns with the Virgin Islands Blue Economy Strategy and supports, they say, the government's vision for sustainable development.
This year, we have $200,000 in investment award funding that is available for entrepreneurs through this business innovation competition. We launched on June 1st with an initial assessment, which is the first phase of the application process, and that's open until June 14th. So we really encourage people to apply because once you've gone through the application process, if you are selected, then the potential is to be awarded grant funding. It's not a loan. You don't have to pay it back. It's structured like a grant to be able to incubate or catalyze your fantastic business idea.
Up next, new unit and a training workshop tackle illegal firearm flows from the U.S. We have the details coming right up. We'll be right back.
My name's Henry Bosch. I work for PPG. I'm here to explain to you the use of the Deltron NXT paint line and Enviro-based high performance, one being solvent-borne and the next being waterborne. The difference is that one is totally manufactured with rosins and thinners and all the good stuff that solvents bring versus our new technology, which is waterborne, which is 100% latex. What we're gonna do is that we reduce the solvent-borne with a DT885, which is a mid-temp reducer, and the waterborne uses T494, which is a waterborne reducer. We will today be using either DCU 2042, which is a speed clear, or we will be using DCU 2021, which is a classic. We have here our equipment. We have 8-ounce measuring cups, and we also have our 32-ounce mixing cup. We will also have with us our Venturi. This is a blower for us to dry the waterborne paint, which speeds up the process. The good thing about waterborne paint is that as soon as it evaporates, you're good to go. So now Gilligan will dilute the waterborne paint with the waterborne reducer. We made 8 ounces, that would be 1.6 ounce. It always has to be properly mixed until we get an even mixture within the paint mixing cup. So when we spray, we don't see uneven coats of color. So right now we're filling our paint gun with 8 ounces of diluted paint. We're gonna see how far 8 ounces will take us. Waterborne paint seems to look blotchy on your first coat. Don't pay no mind to that. Don't try to achieve full coverage on your first spray. Excellent. Let it dry. So the process in waterborne is 2 even coats, and then we have what we call a dust coat. Well, now we're gonna have Mr. Brown apply the first coat of clear on his waterborne panel. We'll let it flash off, and then he'll come back and coat it with his second coat to finish it off. As you had seen in the previous shots, we had a little blotchiness, and you'll see some patches. That's all due on purpose to sandpaper to prove that with Enviro-based high performance, all technicians, the body work has to end at 800 grit or plus. Well, Enviro-based is like we're trying to shift everyone into that slowly but surely. The entire west coast of the United States and all of Canada has already been on waterborne for the past 10 years. And now soon it'll be the eastern seaboard, which covers the Caribbean. So when that happens, we'll all be affected. So it's best to start now, start trying and applying waterborne, because eventually everyone will be on it. And referring to technicians, it's less harmful because it doesn't have all the toxic chemicals that solvent-borne paints do.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. A local talk show host is claiming that Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley, wasted close to $1 million over the past months on having parties that flopped, and now there is no more money for the Emancipation Festival. During the Speak Out BVI radio program Tuesday evening, host Kishma Pen listed the shows: the Non-Stop Concert, Music Festival behind the Admin Complex, and the Vibes Cartel Concert. Now, according to Penn, these shows were promoted by the Premier to generate revenue as part of entertainment tourism, but this was not realized because all the shows flopped.
After the Non-Stop Concert, he come with Music Fest. That flop. And if I'm not mistaken, it's what? Music Fest was what? Another 100,000, 200,000, something like that for the Music Fest. And then I think the next one, the One VI Music Fest, which was also supported by the government, and a certain amount of money was given to it, if my facts are in fact correct. Money again. So we up to almost $500,000. We about $500,000. They're flop. Roll over the next year. We come to Vibes Cartel now, which is this year. They're flop. No matter how much they want to tell us differently, they're flop. You commit $250,000 of our money into that. Then after you commit the $250,000 into that, we know you probably spend more than you ain't want to tell us about. Both on the Non-Stop, Vibes Cartel, One VI, and the Music Fest. You probably went over the bill because you know them don't never be fully transparent with us. I dare them to come tell us differently. Following that, Vibes Cartel that clearly flopped. You had a basketball tournament the other day, and you gave money to that too. Now last night when asked certain questions as it relates to these things, and considering these were things that you went in front of the BVI public head honcho man, head honcho in charge, El Jefe, and pump up your chest and talk about all of what it could do, I would think you would remember how much money you were committing the BVI government to. I would think at the very least you would remember in the space of 1 year, 2 years, how much money you have wasted, and I say why say wasted, on all of these so-called entertainment tourism events that's supposed to support our festival that have not been supporting our festival.
Penn also questioned the reasons for dismantling the Festival and Fairs Committee and putting in place a festival board to pay the members more than $50,000 a year.
What is the point of swallowing the chairman of the festival committee and giving him a job? No disrespect. Me and Doc is good friends. I got a problem with Doc. So Doc, if you hear this, don't get twisted and don't let them people spin the politics. What is the point of swallowing Doc as a chairman of the festival committee, pretty much disbanding the entire festival committee, making him the events manager and in charge of the festival from inside of Tourist Mode and making it a salary job, which I'm sure is more than $50,000 a year, to then turn around and get a festival board where you gonna pay them more than $50,000 a year when you don't pay out the entire board. What was the point of doing that? And have you have a problem now with Doc why we now have a festival board when we disband the festival committee, but now we form a festival board? What is the difference? The committee wasn't getting paid, but the board getting paid. And you disband the board, say you didn't need it 2 years ago. And 2 years later, you you disband the committee 2 years ago, say you didn't need it. And 2 years later, you're putting in a board? What really going on? Hey, you're in charge of the show, you know what you're doing. And here we go. Announcement again. Money sapped out of the budget for those of y'all who don't understand. A sap is when the government taking up money out of the reserves. Every year when they do the budget, they have money. That's the operational expense. What they know they have to spend for sorting. And then money what they must put down in the reserves in case, just like a household, in case something happened. This is the fund we could run to. So first of all, had money because it had to have it budgeted at the beginning of the year. We now don't have the money because he either travel it away, party it away because he's Mr. Party, Mr. Network Minister, and I won't say the other word of it away. And now we don't have any money for festival till you had to go in the reserves to pick up money for festival. You told us last year that festival was a success and a profit, but yet we can't get a report to now explaining that festival was a profit. The one before it was the same thing, it was a profit, but where's the money? And how come we can't see the money if it was such a profitable event?
In Port of Spain, Trinidad, regional leaders and international partners gathered this week for a 5-day workshop aimed at curbing the illegal firearm trade plaguing the Caribbean. Organized by the CARICOM Impacts with support from the European Union and France, the session focused on strengthening regional coordination against rising gun-related violence and smuggling. Now, during the opening remarks, Lieutenant Michael Jones, Executive Director of CARICOM Impacts, said illegal firearms continue to, and I quote, fuel gang warfare, drive up homicide rates, and undermine the peace and stability essential for our sustainable development. The initiative included the activation of the CARICOM Crime Gun Intelligence Unit, supported by the U.S., funding through the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative. Now, the unit is expected to centralize data collection, trace weapons, and coordinate regional enforcement responses. Regional statistics reveal that nearly 73% of illegal firearms recovered in the Caribbean originate from the United States. Many are trafficked through shipping companies, mail systems, as well as air cargo, often hidden in barrels or concealed containers. Now, officials underscored that the fight against illegal arms is not just about security, but also about safeguarding regional development. Lieutenant Jones called once again on Caribbean governments to tighten port controls, improve tracing capabilities, and prioritize intelligence sharing across borders. Up next, BVI Restaurant Week features 37 participating restaurants in 2025. Coming right up after a quick word from our sponsors.
Orange alert! Orange alert! Fire is spreading across the BVI. The fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacoast Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon. Life is unpredictable, and when a storm is coming, having a plan can make all the difference.
We need a plan in case of a hurricane. Everyone, let's work together on this.
This is where we go in case if we need to evacuate. This is safe away from flood zones.
I will use this room as our secure space if we have to stay home.
Don't forget to save our local contacts and also our off-island contacts.
Right. And we need to have a plan for our pets too. They can't go to shelters, so we need a safe place for them.
In case we get separated, we should have a meeting spot. How about the community center?
That's good. And we can leave a note there too.
I feel safe knowing we have a plan.
With a plan, you're not just preparing for the worst, you're taking control of the situation. A message from the Department of Disaster Management and 284 Media.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, you enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes,
Good
son.
morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man forget you.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. BVI Restaurant Week 2025 is positioned as a culinary draw for both the local community and visitors alike to immerse themselves in the local culinary culture and tantalize their taste buds with its flavorful cuisine and artful prepared dishes that are offered throughout the territory. Events manager Mr. Dirk Walters spoke on the exciting event.
So, we put our heads together and came up with something as part of our BVI Food Fest series. 1 out of 4 for the entire year. Okay. As you know, we have a full slate of events, culinary events for the year. And we came up with Restaurant Week. Actually, it's something that existed many years before, but we kind of came up with something where we wanted to spread it over the course of an entire week and have persons spread out and actually go and visit the restaurants in their location rather than having something on Tortola where all the restaurants come in one location. Okay. So that's we brainstormed and came up with, hey, let's bring this back. Everyone loved the idea. We actually had some meetings with the different establishments and got feedback, and everyone was on board with it. So here
Excellent. We are. BVI Restaurant Week brings great excitement as restaurants throughout Tortola anticipate this fantastic event by creating their special breakfast, lunch, and dinner menus with an alluring twist. From the 28th of June through July 5th, participating restaurants will feature mouth-watering dishes and attractive discounts.
So we have quite a bit of restaurants. We have actually 37 of them. It was actually more than 40, but unfortunately, a couple of them had to, exit for various reasons, like, family issues and things like that. A couple of prepare for funerals and things like that. These things happen, so we wish them the best, and hopefully next time they're back on board. But right now we have 37, which is still an incredible number.
I agree.
And all of them are very excited. So the whole gist of Restaurant Week, we're encouraging persons, whole entire families, individuals to go around the different restaurants over the whole island of Tortola and experience what they have to offer, because they will have specials, including some of them will be doing prefix menus and also theme nights. So we have things like family nights and things like that.
Wonderful. Tell us about some of the other themes.
Okay, so some of the other themes, actually we have Seafood Spectacular. This is just one. This is on July 1st. And this is from morning till evening. This is from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. We have restaurants such as Taste the BVI, The Pub, Club 1973, and Coconut Lounge. And they're participating in that. That's so that you can dive into fresh catches and all the different seafood specialties. And then we also have, well, the first off, I should say, is the First Bite celebration, which is on the first day of the 28th of June. Kick off with a celebration of new flavors. And those restaurants, some of them include Banana Keat, Omar's Dockside, Omar's Sandpit, the Pub and Coconut Lounge. And then also we have Wine and Dine, which is on the 2nd of July, and that's Club 1973, where they focus on wine pairings and a fine dining experience.
Mr. Walters also spoke about contributing sponsors.
We definitely would like to shout out our participating sponsors in this: Frozen Imports, Bobby's Supermarket, and Super Value. And they actually, what we're doing with that is we're actually assisting the restaurants so if they can get some discounts on, different produce and different items to actually prepare the meals. So that's a great thing. Sponsorship is not only in coin, but in kind, as you know. So we want to create as much sustainable partnerships as we can with all the different businesses and just keep the good vibes going.
Additionally, he also highlighted remaining events for the BVI Food Fest 2025. For the full interview, visit all Tweet4 media platforms.
So for the rest of the year, after Restaurant Week, part of BVI Food Fest, we head down to another big one in November, of course, November 28th to the 30th, which is Anegada Lobster Festival, of course. And we're pushing it out early. We actually just came from Anegada last week. We had a nice community meeting with the owners of the establishments and various persons in the community. So we're going to get the advertisement going out very, very soon, within a matter of a couple of weeks, actually, to get that going and make sure everybody is involved and get their feedback and do whatever we can do to make it even bigger and better and address any concerns or issues that may have been lingering from before.
The 2025 Atlantic hurricane season has officially begun with the formation of Tropical Storm Andrea, the first named system of the year. Now, the storm developed far northwest of the Caribbean, nearly 1,200 miles west of the Azores, making it the easternmost June storm ever recorded. Now, with sustained winds near 40 miles per hour, Andrea poses no threat to land. Meteorologists expect the storm to weaken and die down over the open Atlantic within the next 24 to 36 hours. Now, while Andrea presents no immediate danger, experts say its early anticipation and appearance is a reminder that the region has entered an active and potentially dangerous period. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has forecasted an above-average season, predicting between 13 and 19 named storms, including 6 to 10 hurricanes. Now, several could reach major hurricane status. Weather analysts noted that the season's calm starts, like 1998 and 2004, still producing damaging storms later in the year. Now, they have cautioned the public not to become complacent. Emergency agencies across the Caribbean, including BVI, are urging residents to complete preparedness plans now. This includes checking emergency kits, reviewing evacuation routes, and of course staying informed through official weather updates as the peak season approaches between August and October. The 2025 season is officially underway. Even as Andrea drifts out to sea, its early arrival is a timely cue for families and businesses to stay alert and storm ready. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at tweet4media.com. Of course, like us on Facebook and on Instagram and Twitter. I'll see you again tomorrow. Happy Thursday. Goodbye.